Good morning, everybody. Just after 7 o'clock, we welcome you in live to another edition of Tee2Green. We're live and on the air here on WGR Sports Radio 550. I'm Brian Colziel, along with Kevin Sylvester, PGA Pro Jeff Meadis, and we're happy to be with you for 2 hours this week. It's U.S. Open week, so we go an extra hour, 7 to 9 a.m., right here on WGR. And we'll also, of course, be on our live video stream at Tee2G Buffalo, T, the number 2, Tee2G Buffalo. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on X, and we hope you can check out the nice scenes here as we're up on the patio at East Aurora Country Club for a beautiful day as we're anticipating another edition of the International Junior Masters, which we'll preview here along the way as well, and plenty on the U.S. Open. We know it's Father's Day weekend. That means it's a big week on the PGA Tour and the U.S. Open, so we'll talk about that here coming up over the course of the show here. We're going to have some guests coming up, including some of our participants in the event. Cole Jones, Connor Jackson, two of the players that'll be playing in this event starting on Tuesday. We'll talk to them here in just a few moments. Later in the first hour, Jeff Camey and Paul O'Brien, some of the tournament directors, they'll give you some of the details on this year's event. And if you want to come out and participate and watch and cheer on these players, how you can do that. And then in our second hour, David Jones, the PGA Pro here, is going to join us, talk a little bit about this event and also the U.S. Open as well. So we're excited to be here for the next 2 hours, 7 to 9. It's Happy Father's Day weekend to everybody here. Happy Father's Day, Kevin and Jeff. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Always one of my favorite rides walking in here. I'm a gardener, and walking in as we drove in this morning to see the gardens, everything's set up for the Masters here, the flags that are flying, everything that happens here it's so exciting. It feels such a big event.
Yeah, you look at, and good morning and happy Father's Day weekend early for you boys, and everybody out there listening. Yeah, when you drive in and you look over at the 16th, that 120 yards leading up to the 16th green, it looks awesome. Right? Yeah. And then we're sitting here above the first tee, and just in the 9th green, looks incredible. Yeah. Of course, always looks. I mean, Drew Thompson and his staff do a great job keeping this place in tremendous shape.
I would agree. Yeah, I got a chance to play it yesterday, and the course is in outstanding shape. The greens are rolling beautifully, and we know that the green complexes here are kind of a challenging part of this course. That's going to be something that the IGM players are going to have to deal with coming in here this week.
Yeah, I mean, you want undulation change. You get it here at East Aurora Country Club. Some blind shots, Brian, including a blind tee shot on number 8, right, hitting uphill, and you're like, oh, is that any good? You wonder. And then you get up there and see what you're facing on that par 3.
I think that's why they get so many good junior players come out of here. Also, because you learn to hit 8 million different shots around this place: uphill, downhill, side hill, ball above your feet, below your feet, tough shots, easy. It's just a great diversity of shots as you work your way around the golf course.
Yeah, hit a lot of different clubs normally in my bag that maybe it wouldn't. So I think that's something that tests all parameters of golf here, which is obviously something
that's what they're trying to do at the Open, right?
Yeah, and when you got to number 7 on the par 5 here, what'd you do with your second shot? Like, where'd you put your drive?
On which one is it?
Par 5, 7th. Got the hole right. The green, the fairway cambers left and right up the hill.
Trying to go to the right of that big pine.
Okay, just lay it up there, right?
Yes.
And get in position for the approach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because then there's the water to deal with down on the third shot coming.
Yeah, but these kids just blasted.
They
trying to rip.
They might be down there in 2 already. The two boys we're going to talk to here.
Yeah, they might be, but like for the kids coming to play this for the first time this week in competition, they're going to get there and they're going to be like, whoa, all right, this is a short par 5, no problem. And then they're going to get there like, whoa, okay, I guess, a little old fashioned here, The classic courses, right? We see this on the PGA Tour. They provide challenges where angles you got to play, placing the golf ball, green complexes, and I think that's what East Aurora Country Club offers.
Well, the game was different when a lot of these courses were designed, right? The ball spun more. You had to be a little more creative. Now the ball just goes so far, and people hit it so, that's why the USGA is making their changes, right?
Well, are they?
Are they? We'll see, yeah.
They basically said they're not, with a golf ball.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
Pause till 2030. That was, real quick, that was big news this week out of Mike Wan, that the USGA, RNA, they said they're going to push everything till 2030. So basically, the professional golfers who pushed back and the manufacturers said, we're not doing this. And if you want to change it for one tournament, which the majors,
Masters or whatever.
Yeah, like the players push back, the manufacturers push back, and so they pushed it a little further down the road. Oddly enough, Cameron Young's already playing a ball that will conform to what those new, and he still pounds it far. So. They should have just said we're going to bifurcate, right? It'll be different for the pros than the amateurs, and it would have been fine. But I don't know if that's fine for the manufacturers. What a problem that may have posed for them. It may pose a big one.
Well, I imagine because you're always trying to create a new product each year, make it a little bit better, a little bit better. I know they're already pushing up against the limits of the coefficient of return and everything else, but cut it off there and just make it. You can't go any further from here. They already have, but
the manufacturers, the entire marketing for the last 20 years have been hit it farther.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say no. Like, I'd be like, time out.
Yeah.
Well, research and development stuff's in the hopper for 2029 probably already.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know?
Yeah, they're working on something.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about hitting it far.
Yeah. Let's bring in our guest here.
Couple of young bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 players that are going to be participating this week in the IGM are Cole Jones, Connor Jackson, both local players here out of Western New York. So if you followed maybe the high school scene or local area tournaments, both of them have had some nice success, and they'll be in here competing this week. Cole, we'll start with you. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me on.
Wow, this guy already sounds like a course record holder.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Yeah. Let's bring that up
Let's
real
brag
quick.
on Cole Jones here a little bit.
Cole, you had the course record here, 62. How about that? How'd that round go for you?
Yeah, I played Thursday the 11th. I wasn't originally planning on playing. We were in here having lunch. I was with one of my buddies. And then we went out, hit some chips, and we were like, there's nobody out here. We might as well go fly around real quick. And we just decided to play like a tournament. That's kind of how we've been doing, like just to prepare for Junior Masters. And it was kind of just a normal steady round. And then I birdied 7, 8, and 9 to shoot 29 on the front, and we were like, all right, we got to play the back now.
You didn't want to quit?
I'm
done. Let me get some chicken fingers. Yeah.
And then we just kind of settled in on the back and just made 3 birdies on the back and no bogeys to shoot 62. So it was pretty sweet.
All right, I talked to your father this morning. It wasn't just like I just made 3 birdies in that. Talk to me when you went to the 17th tee, because what I'm told is you're playing the tips, right? And the tee box to 17 is over by 16 green. And most times people just say, let's just go over the regular tee box. But because you knew where you were, you went to that tee box. What was that tee shot like on 17?
Yeah, so we always walked past the tee box, but we never really played from there. We never played from there from the tournament. There's always cars parked there, so it never really comes into play. It's not a shot we usually see or look at. And I knew it was a back pin, and the wind was like straight into the face. So I'm like, this is a completely different hole than what I'm used to. But I took my line a little bit more left down the tree line, hit a cut off the trees. And on a hole where I usually have a pitching wedge, maybe gap wedge in, I had a 4-iron.
It's a little different.
Hit into the wind, and I actually missed the green, just kind of over that bunker short right. Chipped it up to like 4 feet, and that was a shaky 4-footer for sure. It was in.
So you were thinking about it.
Yeah. But,
Hey, it lipped in, whatever. It's like Nelly Quarter. It doesn't matter. It went in.
yeah, that was awesome.
All right, what'd you hit off the tee on 18? Because what would you normally hit off the tee on 18 with the marsh there, and what'd you hit off the tee this time?
Usually it would maybe be a 2-iron or 4-iron, just kind of get it past the pine tree on the right and leave myself a wedge in. It was a little downwind, and I had some adrenaline, so I hit driver, took it over the water, and just had a greenside chip. And it was a front pin, so I knew that if I was left, it was going to be kind of a dicey little chip there. So I kind of kept it like in the fairway, just on that little run up. Chipped it up to 2 feet probably. And then my one friend I was playing with had maybe a 10-footer on the same line, and I saw his just snap across the hole and roll like almost off the green. So I was a little scared on that one too, but that was another one, kind of caught the low side of the hole and it fell.
So that was the birdie to shoot the record.
Yes.
That's
and you
awesome.
knew that you needed that putt to go in to shoot.
That's why you hit driver.
That's why you hit driver.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. You
All right.
Awesome.
Playing coy with us.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
That's excellent. Congratulations. All right, well, let's hear a little bit from Connor Jackson. Connor, how many years have you been playing in this event?
Well,
Good morning, by the way.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This will be my 6th year in the event. So I started when I was 12 years old. I kind of played. It was kind of a last-minute thing. They had an open spot, so I was like, I'll play. And I went out there at 12. So it's been 6 years now. And 17 now. So
Yeah,
Brian,
getting old.
Connor Jackson's the only person here at this table that's hanging on my wall in my house. Am I correct? Because he was drive, chip, and putt with our boys.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's correct. He was number 1 on the podium.
Yeah.
Your son was 2, mine was 3, and that's hanging in my house.
You have that picture.
I have that picture of the podium, the 3 of them. So.
Yeah.
And now you're off to the University of Washington to play some college golf. That's got to be exciting.
Well, I'm actually going there for education. I'm not doing the college golf experience.
Oh, you're not?
I will be playing as I'm there. I'm taking the clubs.
Oh, okay.
But I'm focused on my degree when I go to college. So.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah. Hey, it's good to hear something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the coach is going to hear this interview.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait a second, this kid can play some golf. All right, we're gonna do it.
Hey, I'll never turn down the offer, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this year's event then, because I think this is the last kick of the can, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a journey. Starting here, like I said, I was 12 years old. I think in my first round I shot a 93, which 12 years old, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I've definitely come a long way from then. Last year, I put together 2 decent rounds, 74, 75. So I'm definitely looking for a good campaign this year in this year's tournament.
So what have you learned over the course of now what is going to be entering 6 years here on maybe how to play this event? You're familiar with this course, obviously.
Yep.
Very much so. So what have you learned about maybe from that first round all the way up until maybe how you're going to start on Tuesday?
Well, I think the most daunting task out here is the first tee shot.
Because you're nervous or because it's hard?
Well, it's nervous. You got people watching you, and hole number 1's definitely a tricky hole.
Yeah.
You got a long par 4. It's typically straight into the wind. It's if you miss right, you're in the trees. If you miss left, you're in the trees. So
Yeah,
that's one of the hardest
don't think
parts
that
for me.
way. I think you're going to rip it down the middle. Like hit Cole on
That's the
18.
goal.
You're
You
going to
gotta-
blast it.
I had Connor's attitude yesterday too. I'm like, I'm going to fire it right down the middle, and then
Yeah.
I was punching out from the left tree.
Yeah, I think
It's a tough first tee shot.
I
It
think
really
it's
is.
one of the toughest starting holes in Western New York. I really do.
I agree for sure, and I think my strategy this year is I've been aiming at the fairway. I'm gonna start aiming at the trees and play my cut right into the fairway. That's I think
Smart.
that's the goal.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's how I've been playing all my life, son.
Find the fairway. Find the
Yeah,
fairway.
that's not a
Trying.
cut.
Yeah,
That's
that's
beyond a cut.
Power fade.
Yeah,
Yeah, power
somewhere past that.
So how
Yeah.
much have the two of you played a lot together here?
Yeah, I think we've played out of countless rounds here. I joined when he first came here with his dad as pro, so we were both probably 8 or 9 years old when we first started playing here, and we've been playing almost every day, every summer since. So it's a lot of rounds together and a lot of time to know every single part of the course.
Hey, what's the and this is for both of you guys. What's this event mean as far as the camaraderie and meeting the other players from around the country, around the world? What's that part of this like?
Yeah, for sure. I guess I'll touch on this first. For me, obviously, it's people from all over the country, and all different countries. You have 10, 11 countries each year, and a little story. Before I even was a player in this, the Columbia team that usually comes, I was maybe 10 or 11. I was on the chipping green. I was volunteering. I was helping out, and the coach there, she was an ex-PGA, LPGA player, and I was doing like a chipping contest thing for the Ham-Am, and she taught me how to hit flop shots when I was sitting there. She helped me out, and I think little events or little stuff like that where you're interacting with those players. Again, another example is the Australian kids that come every year. We've built a good relationship with them. We always enjoy them coming. We get to have relationships. So really seeing those people that you only see once a year, from all around the country, you get different experiences. This year, I have a brand new experience. I'm actually hosting 2 kids from Arizona to stay with me. So.
Your parents are doing that. Yeah.
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 Yeah. But I'll see them. I gotta go and drive and pick them up from the airport today.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, you get new experiences every year. So
And you get to see some of the same kids year after year, right?
Yeah.
And they become buddies.
yeah, for sure.
Cole, talk a little bit about just you as obviously also being very familiar with this course, being a member here a long time as Connor, like just what's your experience like of seeing kids from all over the world coming here and playing in this event? I know in some sense you get to play, whether you want to or not, a role as host too, with the fact that you guys are members here.
Yeah, Connor kind of already touched on it, but just the fact that you only really see these kids once a year. We're not on the same circuit as the kids on the West Coast or in different countries. So just being able to see them once a year and really making the most of it And then also just players returning. Connor already said the Australians, but we've made a really good relationship with them the past 4 years probably. And even the kids that have grown out and are into college golf, I still text and talk with weekly. So it's kind of cool to see their journeys and how they're going about it. And it's just nice to see everybody returning each year.
You're gonna see a bunch of them when you play in college, right? Yeah, you'll see a lot of the same people in the events and stuff like that. That makes it a lot more fun. Yeah.
Cole, you're going to go what? Ohio University.
Ohio University.
Play golf there. Yeah. How did that decision come about? I'm sure you had some other ideas and options too.
So
why was that the right fit? I guess.
Yeah. A lot of things came down to it in the recruiting process. A lot of it was the coach. I really like the coach. I really like the campus. And then when I went on my visit, just the vibe of the team was really good. It felt like you play golf as an individual for your whole life, and then you go to college and it's part of a team atmosphere. So a lot of teams I feel like struggle to adjust to that, and they're kind of just on the individual path. But Ohio, I felt like it was very team oriented, and I just got a very good vibe from all of the guys and heard great things about them. And then just the location. A lot of guys, it's 40 minutes south of Columbus. So a lot of guys come from Columbus. We play a lot of good courses up there. So yeah, we just have a lot of access, and then playing at the Division I level, there's a little more money and a little more opportunities than at the Division II or Division III level.
And what will you be majoring in?
Right now I'm undecided business.
It's golf, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was a college golf coach. Yeah, you got to get your degree while you're there, son. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, you said business. You're going to
business. Yep.
Excellent. Good. Connor, how about you? Tell us a little bit about maybe what I know you're going to the University of Washington. What are you going to be majoring in, and maybe do you foresee golf being a part of your life in some capacity beyond playing too?
Yeah, for sure. Guys, golf's a lifelong sport, obviously. Yeah. So at the University of Washington, I'm just dual degreeing in architecture and construction management.
Awesome.
I want to get into the home building, hopefully, when I'm older. It's kind of something I've always wanted to do when I was little. And golf was always a part of my life. I had thought about college golf. I'd talked to some coaches, and I just realized I was gonna have a lot more fun and do what I want doing the architecture stuff. And but golf has always been a part of that. Obviously, meeting new people. There's a lot of interactions. You got to meet with clients. So golf's always gonna be a tool for me. And obviously, I can always come back home and play with my buddies.
Yeah, you're gonna bring your clubs out there, though, right?
I am. There's a lot of great golf courses. Hopefully, I meet some people then get me on some great courses out there.
Yeah, I got a couple connections. Okay.
All right.
Beautiful.
Good to know.
Hey, before we let you go, how about you guys have played in this? This will be Cole, your sixth, and Connor, your sixth as well. Yep. Okay. How about advice for rookies coming in here in terms of the golf?
Give them bad advice.
What would you tell them? Be nice to them here if they're listening or watching here. What
say give them integrity, Jeff? Yeah.
As a veteran.
Well, I'd say definitely get your practice run in and get to know the course, because there's gonna be a lot of spots where you're gonna be hitting shots and you're gonna be like, oh gosh, what is this? And you're gonna have to know where to hit it, and especially with these green complexes, depending on the pin, you got to play smart shots. Obviously, we have our famous hole 13, so I know a lot of the sponsors say if there's a front pin on 13, it might be the hardest hole in the area. So definitely be short on 13. I'll give that advice out.
Where you miss it is real important around here.
Oh yeah,
give you a chance.
For sure.
So get up and down.
Yeah. 13 might be the hardest par three in Western Europe.
There's no left and right. There's no way you can go either side.
Last time I played, I missed the green left. I hit a perfect chip, nearly made it, and then I had a shot from the bunker next. I'm like,
you can putt it off. Yeah. There's a couple greens here.
I made a 5 when I thought I hit 3 really good shots. Anyhow.
Yep. Cole, how about you? What do you think?
I would say my advice would be treat it more of a marathon than a sprint. The stroke play rounds, you just got to get settled in. It's very stressful, and a lot of people say that it benefits me and Connor or the East Aurora kids for knowing the course, but at the same time, there's different expectations when you know the course. So I feel like we almost play with a little more pressure.
Yeah.
So I found that just getting off to a solid start, and even if you don't, just finding something and settling in quick. And I don't really look at leaderboard, so I don't really look at where I am after the first round. Obviously, you have an idea based on your tee time the second day.
Right.
But I don't look at leaderboards. I just kind of play my own game and get in my own like little bubble for the week and try to block everything else out, because there's a lot more noise at this tournament. There's a lot more outside noise than like what a lot of us are used to. And especially if this is your first time playing the event, there's a lot of new things. So just kind of focus on your golf and then let everything else take care of itself.
And it's probably something, I'm not saying it's tough, but it's something you do have to deal with. You guys are longtime members here. So everybody here is pulling for you. And maybe you're feeling a little bit of that extra of like, hey, I want to perform well. This is my course.
Oh, that's real
and
too.
they want you to do well. They want one of you guys to win, I'm sure. So, I mean, that's just maybe natural that you're going to have a little bit of extra pressure because of that.
And you put that pressure on yourself to some degree also, right? But that's why I like your attitude, because you focus on what you could control and you just grind it out, and whatever happens at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. And I also think it's being grateful that you have pressure on you. A lot of people might not feel the pressure because they don't feel like they have a chance. But me and Connor definitely will be feeling it this year because we have a really legit chance to get it done. So just being thankful for that, because there'd be so many kids that really wouldn't have that opportunity, or maybe don't think they have that opportunity, that would love to be in our shoes.
Yeah, if you're having pressure, it means you're doing something cool. You're doing something big, and you got a chance to win something. Yeah, that's when you feel pressure.
I think Sam Stevens even was mentioning that after round 1 of the U.S. Open, kind of like, well, I've been there before, feeling this pressure. That's where you want to be. You want to feel that pressure, right?
It means you're playing in something big and cool, and it's something that you're inspiring to be in.
And the more you're in it, the more you recognize the adrenaline where that kicks in, right? Sometimes you're like, wow, a pitch went shouldn't go 160. Well, you had a little adrenaline go. Well, you can probably hit it 160, but I'm just saying, people don't. The adrenaline that the player feels is just natural, right? Because of that atmosphere. But in the end, as Connor mentioned, that first tee shot, there's people around, you're getting your name announced. It's something different. But then after your ball's out there, you're playing golf, right, with friends, and having a great time, and enjoy it, boys. Enjoy, and good luck to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good luck, Cole Jones, Connor Jackson.
Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure.
And I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
I'd say good luck in life, but you two are so well spoken and carry yourself so well. You guys are going to do fantastic.
Yep, I would agree.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thanks, guys. All right, good luck. There's 2 of the participants this week, Cole Jones, Connor Jackson. We wish them the best here. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk to some of the tournament directors here, Jeff Camey and Paul O'Brien, on this week's event and how you can even come out and watch. So it's the International Junior Masters, and we got plenty on the U.S. Open to come here. We'll sprinkle that in throughout the show. We're with you till 9 a.m., so 2 hours. We're live on the beautiful patio. Jeff Blank here producing with us in person. We're happy to have him here. Evan DePasquale on the radio side back in our Amherst studios. Kevin Sylvester, Jeff Meadus, I'm Brian Colesiel. More Tee2Green coming up live from East Aurora Country Club on WGR and on our streaming platforms on X, on Instagram, and on YouTube at Tee2G Buffalo. That is U.S. Open round 2 leader. Now into the weekend, Wyndham Clark, he's attempting to try to get his second U.S. Open title. He won 3 years ago at LACC. He's got a 4-shot lead on a host of golfers, including a couple of major winners in Xander Schauffele and Matt Fitzpatrick. We'll have more on the U.S. Open, a little bit more details on our thoughts on it in our second hour as we welcome you back here to East Aurora Country Club. We're on the beautiful patio. The International Junior Masters for the 73rd year kicking off this Tuesday. We're going to speak with the tournament directors, Jeff Camion and Paul O'Brien, here in just one moment. But interesting story, not from the leader, but from another player in this event here.
Harry Higgs, who was an alternate from qualifying, right? So he's a player who did, we talk about Svensson, who picked his ball up, right, to be an alternate. Higgs got in being an alternate, and hasn't played great this year. He said he was going to quit golf 2 weeks ago, and here he is having a great tournament. But anyway, -1, Harry Higgs.
Tied for 7th.
He showed up Thursday for his opening round in shorts. Now, they can wear shorts in a practice round, but, like you heard Wyndham Clark in that bite, have to get up at 4. Well, Higgs said he didn't even really unpack for it, and because he probably figured I'm going to miss the cut here, and I missed 10 cuts already this year. And so he didn't unpack fully, wore shorts to the golf course, and was in a panic, right? And Harry Higgs is he's a bigger fella, all right? And they call him They call him the big rig, right? He's 6'3", he's about 250. And so there was a volunteer there who gave him his pants, and Higgs is like, they fit, but barely. And he called his wife, he texted his wife. His wife raced to the golf course with some pants, got him to him. He had a 6:35 a.m. tee time. 6:15, he got his regular pants. He goes, thank God, because I'm telling you, the first time I picked up the ball, I was going to split those pants this guy gave me.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Higgs playing well. He's in contention. He's at -1 right now in a group tied for 7th. Scotty Scheffler tied for 11th at even. Again, more coming up on the U.S. Open in our second hour. But we're happy to continue the discussion here on the International Junior Masters. It's the 73rd edition this year at East Aurora Country Club, and Jeff Camion and Paul O'Brien, tournament directors, joining us here now live on the patio. Again, hopefully you're watching on our stream. You can see how beautiful it looks here from our vantage point at Tee2G Buffalo on X, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Paul, we'll start with you. Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to East Aurora.
Yeah, thanks for having us back here again. 73rd year. You haven't worked them all.
I have not, but close to it.
But you've worked quite a few. When you turn the page to year 73 here, it's got to be exciting. I mean, you're part of something that's been long-standing here.
It is, and it's the oldest invitational in North America, and it's a great thing that the club has done this for that long. It gives kids a great opportunity, especially local kids. This is a major junior tournament, and there just aren't any in Western New York. And so it's a nice opportunity for not only our kids here at East Aurora, but the local kids. And we've been so successful over the years at attracting kids from all over the world to come in and play. It's been a great thing.
Yeah. How many countries this year do you have coming in?
I think it's about 10 or 11. I didn't count them up, but we've got the Philippines. We've got a team from the Philippines this year. All terrific players. And I've been working on getting a kid from India for years, and Joe Jackson, who took over from me this year on the players, he got one.
Oh, that's great. So tell us a little bit about the recruiting process to maybe, or to get the information out even to some of these international countries. I mean, players here in Western New York may know about it, but how about internationally? Like, how do they know that, hey, this is an event I want to play in?
Yeah, a lot of it is word of mouth through people and coaches and college placement guys that come here, and that's how we got the team from the Philippines. We've been working with Shane Reiser down in Florida for almost 15 years now, and he sends players and comes most years. He won't be here this year, but he had a friend who he played golf with, who was a PGA pro in the Philippines, that he runs a golf school, and he talked to him about it, and last year we had one player, now we got a team.
Aren't there national teams in a lot of these places too?
Yes.
Right? So you work through a national.
Yeah,
director.
we worked through the Mexican Golf Federation.
Mm-hmm.
Carrito Villaramon is the PGA pro in the Philippines, and his organization. A lot of the kids from Thailand and Indonesia, come through an agency down in Virginia. George Rungmani, his kids played at Virginia and are terrific players. So he brings us kids from the Pacific Rim.
Yeah. All right, let's bring in Jeff Kamian as well here, also one of the tournament directors. Jeff, tell everybody a little bit about the format here. It's 4 days starting on Tuesday. I know 2 days are one format and 2 days are the other. Can you explain that to everybody?
Sure thing. It's kind of like prep for the U.S. Junior Am. It's the same type of thing. We have 2 medal rounds on Tuesday and Wednesday, and for the boys, we have 72 boys. So the top 16 in medal round will make the championship flight, and then the next 16 will play in platinum, and the next 16 in gold, and
so on.
16 in silver and platinum. And then we have 12 girls, same thing, 2 medal rounds, and the top 4 girls get a bye. And then it's then it becomes match play starting Thursday morning. And if you make it all the way through, that means you've played 2 matches on Thursday and 2 on Friday. I know you know somebody that has experienced that, and it's a bit of a marathon. So there's 6 rounds of golf in 4 days for those that make it through in all the flights.
Yeah, it's a lot of golf over the course of a 4 day period.
Can I? Yeah, we can't just fly by that. He referenced something. Your son experienced that last year, Brian, and he earned an invitation again via his performance.
Yeah, he's going to play again this year. He's really excited.
But based upon his performance last year, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
He won the bronze flight. He really, really loved the match play portion of it. Admittingly so, he said, he goes, Dad, I was as nervous as I've ever been playing golf ever the first day, and he struggled the first day. That's what dropped him down a little bit. Had a better second day. He was in the bronze flight, and then he just loved match play, and he won all the matches through his flight. So that was a really, really cool finish for him, and obviously it made it, regardless of even just how this year goes for him. What a memory for him. He's still got the crystal ball on our mantle at the
there you go.
Presented to him last year. He loves it.
One more trophy than Dad, right?
That's right. and look, this is going to mock me again here, but
no one's mocking. I think it's awesome.
No. I'm saying I was exhausted walking all of those rounds, but these guys are playing, carrying their bags. Kudos to these players. Obviously,
no doubt. This is not an easy walk out there.
And to be focused to play great golf too.
Sure.
That's a tough thing to do for all of these.
Good to be 15, 16, and 17 and doing that. Yeah,
exactly.
The youthful energy. And it's a hilly golf course, and it's a demanding golf course.
Yes, it is.
And you're grinding every shot because it's competitive, and you got some of the best players around. And you really, really want to win this. It's a pretty cool event.
Jeff, you've been a part of this also for many years. One thing, taking it in as a father now too, that I want to thank you again on the air, you and Paul and your team. You guys make it more about the golf though too. What an experience! All the different things that you have going on during the course of the week. That as a dad, I got to take in too. So that was great. Talk a little bit about some of the things that happened during the course of the week, even just beyond the golf competition.
Sure. So, we run a golf tournament. We have 84 competitors playing. We also have 3 really big parties.
Yeah.
Monday is our fundraising event, and it's like a typical Monday outing that you have at a lot of clubs. Although this is very big, we'll have 130 or so participants plus 30 kids playing, and knock on wood, the weather does not look great Monday, but hopefully that'll change. Paul always tells me it'll be fine. Yeah. Most of the time he's right. And then Wednesday we have a champions dinner, and we are that's where we give the awards out for medal play, and it's nice seeing all the young men in their sport coats, and the ladies look nice in their dresses, and that's a really great night. We have about 180 people or so. And then Friday, after we're done, we have a huge party, and it's kind of a thank you to the members for giving up their course. And you mentioned earlier about our team. Yeah. And we do have a committee and that works all year round, but it's important to know that we have somewhere between 130 and 140 members that are involved in some way. They're hosting players, they're sponsoring, they're putting an ad in the book, they're playing in the ham we call it on Monday. They're scoring. They're out there on the course spotting and being marshals out on the golf course. So it is a real team effort. It's a group project.
That's great. Jeff Camey and Paul O'Brien, tournament directors here. The 73rd edition of the IJM kicks off on Tuesday. Then again, as he said, medal play, stroke play, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then match play Thursday and Friday. It's open to the public. We'd encourage you to come on out and cheer on these great junior players. Paul, how about a little bit on the history of the tournament? I know the next Ryder Cup captain, Jim Furyk, played in this event here. And
yes, he did.
There's been some big names. I know if you watch the CBS golf broadcast, we all hear from Trevor Immelman. He sits in the booth with Jim Nance. He also played in this event.
My coworker won it. I just sent him a text. Matt Every.
Yep, Matt Every.
So
Matt Every was a champion.
Yeah.
When Trevor was coming, we had great teams from South Africa. Rory Sabatini, and in fact, when you take a look at the show, the case downstairs, Rory signed a hat, and it told us this tournament changed his life.
Wow.
Gave some confidence or something to play better and move on.
I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, he saw one of our members at a golf tournament with the junior masters, and he approached him and told him and signed the hat. It was really great. But going way back, Ward Wetlaufer and John Konzik and Eddie Pfister was a champion here, and he was our pro for 30 years. It's been over the years we've had great players, and when you watch the college ranks now, there's a young man from Australia playing at San Diego State, Harry Takis, who was one of the finalists for the Haskins Award this year. He was our champion 3 years ago, I think. Really terrific player. So you're going to see some great golf out here. Doesn't matter what year you come, you're going to see some great golf.
We've seen, and even some current PGA Tour players from Canada. I know you guys have had some good Canadian players too.
Yeah, Corey Connors, Mackenzie Hughes, right.
Hughes was wearing the Bills logo last week. We were talking about him.
He missed the cut.
I know.
It's a Bills thing.
Yeah, we've always had, because obviously we're right here on the border. We've always had great Canadian participation. One of our girls is coming back, Eliana Buhager from Ontario, is back this year. Great kid, great player. And, and we do have some kids from around the country who are coming back. Young girl from Thailand, Petita Kanom, played here 2 years ago. She's coming back. Rory Page from Australia is back this year. So it's great to see these kids come back year after year.
Well, it also means they had a great experience. The parent, the family, the coaches, also wouldn't come back. So that speaks a lot to the committee and the members here, how welcoming they are.
And if we can, our thought is, if we can get them here the first year, they'll come back.
Yeah.
Because, everything we do here is just focused on the players.
Absolutely. For either of you or both, how about if people want to come and spectate, what would you suggest them doing? Is there a better day to come? Or is there, obviously, maybe all 4 days are going to see some good golf, but maybe the most action is the first 2 days, right? Because everybody's out there playing, or what do you say?
Yeah, I think every day is different. I mean, Tuesday is probably the most like a tournament, because everybody goes off the first tee. It's more like a tournament that people are used to. Our tee time started at 7 all the way through noon on Tuesday, and then there's a long drive contest after that. Wednesday is more compressed. We go off both tees starting at 8:30, and so we'll be done probably around 3 o'clock that day. Thursday might be the best day in the morning, because you're going to see match play, and all the kids are still here playing Thursday morning, and Thursday afternoon is the quarterfinals for all the flights, and then Friday is also special, because that you're going to see someone win. You're going to see the overall boys and girls champions, and also the flight winners. So each day has a different element to it. So come every day, or pick a day that works in your schedule. But every day you'll see some really good golf. I'm going to add, Paul mentioned Eliana Buhager from Canada. We were talking about 13 earlier. She aced 13 last year.
Awesome.
So wasn't very hard for her apparently. And we were talking about former players. Jackson Ormond,
who's playing in the U.S. Open this week.
He played in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Tough. He didn't make the cut, but he was the medalist at the site where Harry Higgs
was the alternate.
Was the alternate. Yeah. He was a medal. He's 18 years old. He hasn't even gone to college yet, and he shot 65-63, and he was the co-medalist.
Amazing.
And he was the runner-up here in 2022.
Just goes speaks to the quality of the field you guys get every year.
Yeah, Jackson's from Rochester.
Right.
So obviously another great Western New York player that we have in this area. Jeff, if there's a local business owner listening or someone that maybe wants to support the tournament in the future, how do they do that?
They can contact us. They can go through our website, www.internationaljuniormasters.com. My contact information is on there, so they can shoot me an email. And yeah, we would love to have their support. We're very grateful for the support. A lot of the members here are business owners, as you can imagine, and many of them support us. And the East Aurora community as a whole are big supporters, and we're very grateful for that.
All right, past champion Matt Every just responded to my text. He said, "Boom, steal one of those for me." The program. I will. I'll bring him one. So
that's
anyway,
great.
There you go.
That's cool that you're working with him, and he's here.
Yeah. So you know what? He is. He won the Arnold Palmer Invitational twice. He's become a really good broadcaster for PGA Tour Entertainment, PGA Tour Live. I enjoy working with him. And
he has fond memories of this place.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
he does. And he's had a pretty good career. He's got a really good career in broadcasting going on right now. So
yeah.
I'll see him in August.
Yeah, that's kudos to both of you and the committee and everybody here. Obviously, look at you've got a PGA Tour star here that won and has great memories of this event. So you're doing something right. So keep it up, guys.
We plan to.
Yes. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck with the weather. Have a great week. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Jeff Kamey and Paul O'Brien with us here from the team and the tournament directors for the International Junior Masters. Again, it starts on Tuesday, 7 a.m. We'd encourage you to come out. It's free, by the way. They also do have food available for purchase as well for spectators. So if you want to come out and make it a longer day, you can have lunch here or even dinner at some point if you want to watch.
I'd recommend that. Food here is good.
Yes, the food here is good for sure. And again, we'll be keeping track at Tee2G Buffalo, but IJM Golf on their social media pages has a lot of good videos and pictures and things like that if you're looking for updates on the event. Okay, we'll take another time out here. When we come back, more on the U.S. Open, more on the International Junior Masters. In hour 2, David Jones, the PGA Pro here, is going to join us. We'll give us his thoughts on the IJM and the U.S. Open. We'll get a tip of the week with him and Jeff, too, as we roll on. From East Aurora, we're on our beautiful patio. Hope you're enjoying the scene here on our video stream at Tee2G Buffalo. We're on Instagram, and we're on YouTube, and, of course, right here on the radio side on WGR. Back from East Aurora right after this. $7:50 is the time. We welcome you back here. Tee2Green, live from the patio at East Aurora Country Club International Junior Masters Week, the 73rd edition. Coming your way starting Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. tee times. Big thanks to tournament directors Jeff Kamian and Paul O'Brien for joining us last segment. If you missed it earlier to start the show, Cole Jones, Connor Jackson, two of the participants were involved in this event. They're both playing it in there for their 6th year. We wish them good luck, but if you missed it, you can.
I wish your son good luck, Brian.
Thank you. He's in it for his 2nd year.
Awesome.
So
That's the lowest score that's ever gone around here.
62.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
62.
With all the good
Cole.
players that have come through this place. That's awesome. Yeah. Happy for him.
for sure. Yeah, Cole's going to be one of the favorites in this event.
I would imagine. Yeah.
To win it.
I got that sense when he was with us.
Yes.
He knows.
Yeah, I think so for sure. But if you missed any of that, by the way, you can just click on our video stream on X, on Instagram, on YouTube, and just rewind and go back and watch it. But to stay with us, and then you can go watch it at the end here. And also, we'll have it up on the on-demand audio section at WGR550.com.
By the way, I wish there was we need a pro tournament that is 2 rounds of stroke play, then on to match play.
Yeah, like the AM, US AM. And
like we should have a pro tournament like that.
Yeah, they just do the match play differently. Do they even do
They don't do it anymore.
I know.
No.
They used to do it 1 through 64.
Well,
because it's bad for TV.
Yeah, well, yeah, they used to have single elimination, then they went to the pod system, so you'd have more. And then there's talk it might come back. Who knows? We'll see.
That's right. Hey, before we get to break here, and then David Jones is going to join us to start the second hour. A couple of players that missed the cut at the U.S. Open for the 3rd straight major this year. I know it was a trend yesterday. Bryson DeChambeau misses the cut again by 1.
My heart breaks.
I know people were saying, I was seeing some Twitter feeds yesterday of it's the Bryson slam. Could he go 4 for 4, missing the cut in all 4? But miscut. Masters, PGA, U.S. Open, not the year that he's wanted.
No. And listen, when you think you can make golf clubs better than the people been making them for not centuries, but whatever, for years. Like he's made his own clubs.
I had that conversation with somebody yesterday. Why do 99.9999% of the best players in the world use multiple length clubs and multiple length clubs? Yeah.
Like he's made he's gone through life doing things differently. Right. That's who he is.
He's made him successful. He's a very good player.
I mean, this guy's a major champion, of course. So, but I just think there's so many things going on outside of golf for Bryson DeChambeau or in golf, like trying to figure out like that weighs on you. It certainly does. And, he is he, are you a golfer or are you an entertainer now, Bryson? Like that's wrestling in his head. And there's nothing entertaining about missing cuts and seeing him pout. That's not entertaining to me.
A guy that got off to a very good start that was actually near the top of the board on Thursday, had a bad Friday and missed the cut by 2. John Rahm is going to not play the weekend.
I was surprised to see that. And Brooks Koepka. I thought Brooks Koepka would have a better showing, too. I would have picked him before.
He withdrew from Canada before the final round with a wrist injury.
Okay.
And so that's certainly a problem. Oh, what does John Rahm have in common with Bryson DeChambeau?
Live.
Bingo.
Yeah, they're not competing at the highest level anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then Dustin Johnson was in great shape till he had some bunker issues.
Oh.
And
he's +3. He will play the weekend though, tied for 46.
But he was close. He was like in second, and had some issues.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously we're going to talk more about the top of the leaderboard here coming up here in the second hour. But Wyndham Clark, we know a player that won the U.S. Open 3 years ago at LACC. He's hitting the ball really far, but he's putting great. And that's obviously a huge part of this piece here at Shinnecock Hills.
Did you see his, he was asked about, last year.
Yeah, I'm surprised. He's lucky he's in this event after his behavior last year.
Right. So, some people say, oh, he shouldn't be playing. Like they had the conduct penalty to Joaquin Neiman.
For the people that don't know, Kev, what happened last year at the
he trashed the locker room.
Yeah, at the U.S.
At
Oakmont.
Oakmont. And he's banned from Oakmont. He had, paid damages. I think he's made some amends behind the scenes. He addressed it. He said, listen.
He's not shying away from answering questions about it.
Nor should he. Nor should he. He's owned up to it. It was a horrible mistake. It was a moment. Yeah, I hope I gained some fans back or new fans, on this. And I'm glad he's not like, next question. I'm glad he's kind of owned up to it.
Yeah,
So.
and he says he knows he has a lot to do in order to win fans back. So he's like, I'm trying to do it.
It wasn't just a locker room. Prior to that, I think it was prior to that tournament, he smashed the tee box. So he's had some moments last year.
Yep.
So anyway.
4-shot lead going into the weekend, but some huge names right behind him. All right, we're going to take a timeout here on Tee2Green. When we come back, we've got a second hour here because it's U.S. Open week. The IJM this week at East Aurora Country Club. We'll get more on that. The great PGA pro here, David Jones, is going to join us next. We'll get our tip of the week as well, our Western New York PGA tip of the week. Him and Jeff will chime in as well here. So hour 2, Tee2Green on WGR and on our streaming platforms on X, on Instagram, and on YouTube at Tee2G Buffalo.
Pot him down.
That is Rory McIlroy, of course, another former U.S. Open champion in contention, tied for 11th, even par going into the weekend. He shot a 1/71 yesterday. if there was going to be guys that got maybe the tougher end of the draw in terms of the tee times, McIlroy's time was one of those. He had to play in the higher winds earlier on Thursday and then later yesterday. Clark and Schauffele and some of the other guys at the top, Fitzpatrick, they played late on Thursday, and actually some of them had to finish up Friday morning, and then into Friday morning was maybe the calmer of the conditions. But overall, the weather is supposed to be good this weekend out in Southampton where the tournament is being held. They said the winds will kind of be maybe where they are yesterday, but consistent throughout, sunny conditions, temps in the 70s. So it should be good. No weather delays coming up this weekend, it looks like at all.
Yeah, and a peculiar choice to, or not, I don't know if it's peculiar, but a lot of discussion about the syringing of the greens in between the flights, and that's having an impact on the rounds. Definitely, if you can keep those greens softer later in the day, and the grass grows throughout the course of the day. They're poannual greens, so they're going to grow quickly this time of year, and to have them syringed they'll be a little bit longer at the end of the day. I think it's a little bit of an advantage for some of the guys that go late that they typically wouldn't have had.
2 of the last 3 times it's been at Shinnecock, though, they've had issues, and I think even though I know they would love it to play super hard and have the winning score be over par, I think they don't want to have controversy again, Jeff. I think that's
and the stint meters are relatively low for a major championship. What are they going to be at 11 or
They're
something?
going higher today.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, the players got a text yesterday about that.
What are they going to roll here this week? They're going to roll more than 11, aren't they? Yeah. So
anyway, well, by the way, we're welcome back. Hour 2. We're 2 hours this week because it's U.S. Open week. We're here at East Aurora Country Club. Hope you enjoyed our first hour. We spoke with a couple of participants, Connor Jackson, Cole Jones, who'll be playing in the event for their 6th year, Jeff Camey and Paul O'Brien, the tournament directors. If you missed any of that, it's on our live stream. You can just rewind on our button. We'll also have it up on demand at WGR550.com. But we're 7 to 9. It's IJM week here for the 73rd edition, and we're happy to bring in the PGA Pro here, David Jones. David, good morning.
Morning, and thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. Always a good time to see you guys here. We see you in April. That's the unofficial start to golf season, and we see you in June, which means we're actually in full golf season. So it's always nice to have you guys on our patio. It means we're playing golf.
Yeah, and that means we're on the cusp of IJM for the 73rd edition.
The 73rd edition.
Yeah.
That's quite remarkable to have an event that's that long-standing and as well supported throughout the country and internationally. We're
by the
very
membership too. Like it seems like that. I mean, it's embraced by the members here.
Oh, it has to be. Yeah.
You have to have full buy-in if you're going to conduct an event of this magnitude. So we are fortunate to have the support. Jeff, I think, made mention earlier of the hundreds of volunteers that help out, both visible during the event week and leading up to it.
He was putting the boys to work now. I ran down to grab a coffee. The locker room, he's putting the boys to work. Our guests earlier today, Jeff had him some tasks for them.
Right, not just pretty faces. They got to earn their keep.
That's right. Yeah, now we're on the video stream. They've got to look nice here. Right. I think, though, it's worth saying one more time, though. I mean, this is not a area of the country where we play golf 365 days of the year. So for membership to give up, I know we say it when we go to the Porter Cup every year up in Niagara Falls, and the same thing here at East Aurora, like to have a local event. We don't have as many big time events in the area as maybe other sections of the country. So to give up a week or 4 days for members to do that, like kudos to all of them for that.
Agreed. We can't thank them enough from the board, from the management team. We do recognize the lift, and you're right. There aren't not any events that I know that are this long and require this much closure. So we will, as Jeff alluded, we're closed all day on Monday for the charity or the fundraising event, and then we roll right into it Tuesday through Friday, where it is just a lot of golf.
But the members are gonna be so proud of it. You know what I mean? Like if you join the club, you know that's one of the greatest junior tournaments in the country, and they're hosting it at my club. That's awesome. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. The buy-in is unmatched.
Yeah.
Take us through your head this week, because you're here, obviously, you're going to be helping out, working the event. You're also representing East Aurora as the pro, but you also have your son in it, who's going to be, you hope, and he hopes, a major factor in maybe the outcome of who wins here, too. I mean, you're wearing a lot of different hats this week.
Certainly. Yeah, there are a lot of hats. Fortunately, the time goes so quickly that I don't recognize what hats I'm wearing at any given time.
Yeah.
Certainly, I'm pulling for Cole. It'll be a proud moment for our family, for our club. But really, any East Aurora member would be wonderful to have as a testament to our membership in our junior golf program. Sad to say that during this week, I think I've seen Cole play a grand total of 12 or 15 holes in the 6 years he's played because we're running around. Part of that's self-induced. I get a little bit of nervous stomach watching, so I can blame my job on not being able to get out there.
Yeah, you're still ahead. Yeah.
Did you come out to see him? Did you know what was going on when he set the course record?
So interesting question there, Kev. I got a call. I had left for the evening, and being parents, whenever you get a phone call from your child, it's generally
something broke or they need money.
So, I was just going to say, I put money on the account for food or something bad happened. So
the car.
So the answer is what happened today, and nothing. It's really good news. And then he walked me through the round, and super proud.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I didn't know that Birdie to do it on 18
and driver.
Yeah. Well, full mark for that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
if I were on his bag that day, he likely would have not had the.
He would have made
I would have talked him out of what he did. But that's the power of youth and short memory. The goldfish mentality as we're.
But isn't that how the best players play now, though? Kev, you're around the tour and you watch everything's full speed. I'm trying to make birdie every hole. I'm blasting driver every chance. Proximity of the holes, number one factor in scoring, obviously. So I don't think you can play at a high level without playing that aggressive.
Well, how many you've seen so many times this year? Players come from behind. They had the graphic yesterday on the broadcast that the 36 hole leaders at Shinnecock, none of them have won.
Yeah. Also, the last 6 U.S. Opens, the 36 hole leader, none of them have won.
No lead safe because the guys chasing are going for it.
Yeah, it's a different mentality, right?
Yes.
If you're protecting a lead, it's it's hard to not have that creep in your brain too, right?
In sports, I think what we've seen, and you could throw
the Knicks.
Well, I'm saying you could throw analytics out the window on this. In my opinion, the heart of a champion goes for the win, and that you can't measure, in my opinion.
Isn't protecting the lead? Wouldn't that be I'd almost rather, as a player, be down a shot with 5 holes.
Yes, most will tell you that.
Yeah, then be up 2 because that's a harder.
The pressure's
way to
not on them. The
Yeah.
pressure's on the person with the 1-shot lead. Hey, it's the old prevent defense in football, right? It prevents you from winning.
And the Knicks came back from 30 points. Yeah,
right.
So it's golf's a different animal, right? Because it's such a mental game, and I think if you don't have that constantly trying to birdie, then you're not going to excel.
That's the beauty of this tournament, David. Too the International Junior Masters we mentioned before the break. All right, so you got to go for it to qualify for match play, and then in match play, that's a different animal. That's when you're like, all right, you can put some pressure on, or you can see the pressure's on if a person's out of position. Then you might play a little differently.
But then you get out of your game then too if you start being a little too careful. That's where things happen. Yep.
What do you like about the match play portion of it?
So I think what I like the most about it is the international kids. That's what they play. So it's a unique game to our kids. So when you put both into the mix, you get to see the strengths of both styles of play. So we're going to watch kids from outside the country that they know match play, and you're going to see kids from inside the country that know stroke play, medal play. So to put them together, you're going to find a true champion. You're going to have to figure it out.
Why don't we play? I'm sorry.
Yeah, internationally they play a lot more match play.
Why is that?
That's a great question. I just think that's the culture of the game where they play. And our culture is more individual, as we see in the Ryder Cup. Their culture is more team, more match, more let's let that hole go. We're just more selfish on the golf course, I think.
And off the course too.
And I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, it's a different mentality for sure, but I think that's what makes this event cool is that you got a little bit of both.
Yes.
Yeah, the first 2 days stroke play, second 2 days match play, and ultimately a champion in each flight at the end, and we'll get a chance to crown the winner for the 73rd edition.
And being around this all the time, then you're watching the U.S. Open this week. I know that guy. I remember when he was playing there. I remember his swing. Yeah, that's got to be fun too.
How about just maybe some of the interactions? I know Paul and Jeff talked about the international flavor of the field, double-digit countries again represented. Cole and Connor even said they communicate with some of these kids from all over the world. How about you then, in terms of maybe some of the interactions you've had from players beyond maybe just the Western New Yorkers?
So we've been very fortunate as a family being in the culture of the club that some of the kids, as Cole alluded to, that have gone to college, when they've come back to the States waiting for their first semester of classes, they've needed a place to stay. So we've hosted a couple Australians for a couple weeks after the tournament when things slow down for us. So they've become sort of an extension of our golf family. And to his point, he still talks regularly with some that are still in Australia and then some that have moved over to the States and are playing at that collegiate Division I level. So from a family standpoint, meeting them through the club, we've generated some relationships that we would not have had.
Excellent. Very cool. David Jones, PGA Pro, with us here from East Aurora Country Club. As we do when we have our PGA pros with us, we'd love to do our Western New York PGA tip of the week to give our audience a chance to maybe be a better golfer from great insight. So let's get David and Jeff's expertise, but we can all chime in on this one here. Reading greens. I was here yesterday playing with my son, who's going to play in the event as well, and we were putting from different spots on the green, and we were just talking about what to look for. Reading greens here. The green complexes are a challenging piece of this course, David. What do you look for? What would you tell people to look for when they're reading a green? Like, what? There's so much that goes into it.
We should have asked his son this. He said got the course right. No,
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, you taught him everything he knows.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to a point where I couldn't, right? And I think also in helping the junior golf, we have to recognize our limitations as teachers. Like, we get them to a certain point and then pass them off to somebody who can do better for him. So Nick Aladino has been wonderful to take him to another level. As far as green reading, I think the most obvious is contours. You're trying to look at the landscape of the hole when you're approaching it. Take your time to look at, the hills. As we look over here on number 5, you see the hills that are kind of hanging up to the left. So they're going to have maybe a slight break away from the hills as the gravity is going to take it. Grain, of course, we're in the Northeast with bent, so it's not as grainy as your Bermuda, but you can, if you take your time and look, you can see which way it likes to go.
The color of the grass.
The color of the grass is huge. Typically, the grass likes to lay to the west. So there's a lot of little things that come into it. As far as reading the greens for me, though, I've always been of the philosophy of pace is more important than all putts are straight if you hit them fast. So if you're asking somebody specifically when I'll caddy for Cole, these junior players are way more aggressive. I don't want the 4-footer coming back. Maybe when I was 20, it would be okay, but they don't care. They know they're going to make the 4-footer. So they take a lot less break than somebody that I like to diet in because I don't want that 4-footer. So I think when we're looking at the green contours, the grass structure, the blades, depending on where you are in the country, it all comes into play. So aim point's a big thing now. I wish I could speak more proficiently on that. I know that it irritates me to watch all of it, and I don't know how much they're picking
I
up.
understand it, and it makes sense, and but people putted great before aim point. You know what I mean? People read the greens beautifully before aim point. And the analogy I always use when people ask me about reading greens is you can learn a lot right when you're walking up to the green. You can tell as you're approaching the green complex the general direction in which the putt's going to break it for the most part. So you want to start reading the green from back in the fairway a little bit as you get up there.
Right.
And the mental image I always use is if you took a huge bucket of water, you dumped it on the green, where's the water going to run? Where is it going to puddle? Where is it going to stream off?
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
And that way you can kind of have a really good concept. And then to the point of aim point, you feel it with your feet. I always pace up and go behind the hole, and you can feel the break in your feet. I think aim point has its limitations, and it also slows the game down. But you can feel it in your feet, and you give yourself another idea. How many times do you look at a putt? It looks right to left from one side and left to right from the other side, right? And then you feel it with your feet. And the last thing I learned, one of the things I like to do is I take practice strokes about 3 or 4 feet away from the hole. What does that feel like if I had a 4-footer right there? And then, go back to my ball, because that last 3 or 4 feet's where it's going to break the most. So that's the most important part of the read typically, because it's going faster earlier, takes less of the break. And I agree with you. Speed is just so important. Speed is much more important than line.
If I could add, especially on your lag putts, your longer putts, anything outside of 20 feet. Like, by the way, if you think you're making that, right, the pro percentage is like 5%.
Yeah.
Right? It's in the single digits. But you got to figure out where's your miss going to be, right? And always, you always want to play to the higher side of the hole, because the low side, it runs away. Then you got the 6-7 footer instead of the 3-4 footer.
And you missed it earlier. That's the other thing when it's on the low side.
Correct.
Yeah.
Of course you want to make it, but you got to kind of play for what's my leave?
Yeah, sometimes it might be all right to leave it a little short, so you leave yourself an uphill putt. Especially when you get really slick greens or really tough pin placements, you want to mitigate the stress on the second putt if you're going to have a second putt.
And I'll just chime in for all of you that are going to play in your annual scramble event coming up, because that's what we do in Western New York in summertime. to jump onto what you guys talked about with speed, when everyone's like, oh, this is the spot, aim right here, aim right here. Like, again, you're going to hit at a different speed, David, and I will, and you will, then Jeff will, and he will, then Kevin will. So that hit it right here, or this is the line. Like, well, it all depends on the speed.
Line for everyone.
Different for everybody. You can hit it at a whole bunch of different spots, depending on, like you said, any putt can be straight if you hit it hard enough.
Right, and it's true. It's so everybody has to play to their game, especially on the greens. It's all field chipping and putting. When you get there, it's very individual.
And it's actually statistically easier to make a downhiller too, because, than it is to make an uphiller.
Because it'll get to the hole.
And a little less break sometimes, and you tip, and then always watch the ball go by the hole. How many times do people miss the putt and they don't watch it, and it's going 6 feet by? I'm like, I'm watching it. I'm trying to get on that line because I got to make that next one.
Right. So you reverse the break coming back.
Yeah, you reverse it back, and it's going at an appropriate speed too.
To add to your point, how often when you're playing, and if audience members listen now, how often are you watching the other people when they chip or putt, are watching their rollout? Even though it might come from a different angle, you might have that coming back for their second putt. Are you always doing that?
So, and I would
I'm not saying you guys aren't. I'm saying, like, is everybody doing that that's listening right now?
If I have a question on the break, I'll watch it. If I have no idea what it's going to do, but on a typical round, I try not to watch because I know my pace is so much slower than everybody else's. Like, literally, if I've hit the back of the cup 10 times in my life, that's a big deal. So sometimes when I watch people on the ones I know it's going to go right to left, I'll purposely look away so I don't follow their line and leave it even more short and more right than I typically do.
Interesting. See, I'm the opposite. I like to watch everybody and gather as much information from every putt that I can, and because you play again, you may remember this.
Depends who it is putting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If they've got the Gorky stroke going, you don't want to watch them.
Is that why nobody watches me when I?
Do they turn their back and
start walking away? I was wondering why that was.
I want to name names, David.
I don't have any gallery, so no one's watching my anyway. Our good stuff there from David and Jeff, our Western New York PGA Tip of the Week, brought to you by the Western New York PGA, which has one goal: promoting and growing the game of golf today, tomorrow, and beyond. If you want to sign up your kid for drive, chip, and putt, you can still do it. There's still some summer offerings here in Western New York where you can get in on that. It's free. WesternNewYork.pga.com, and you can be a part of PGA Junior League, or if there are more competitive players, son or daughter, they can be a part of the Western New York PGA Junior Tour. I know you've many years had a great PGA Junior team here, Junior League team here.
Connor Jackson is part of that team.
Yep. I think Cole and Connor, when they were 10 years old, were undefeated. I don't think they lost a match. Those two were very good.
You got some good putters.
We do. We do. We have a great junior program. And I wanted to, I'm glad you said that, because before I go, I just want to thank you for moving the Duster Challenge one more week later this year.
It's the quirk of the calendar again. It worked.
I love this. So the Duster Challenge, and I'll do a little promotion for you individuals, is that is a family highlight for us to go. My two daughters, my wife, we go watch Cole participate. In the last 2 years, it's fallen on our men's invitational, which has precluded me from being able to attend. So when I saw it on the calendar, the best night of the year for me and my family.
Awesome.
So we're really, really looking forward to that. So thank you for making it such an awesome event.
DusterChallenge.com to sign up. $49 donation gets you into the event, and you're putting for 18 holes. We had over 100 people participate last year, and then we do a cut and we do match play, kind of similar to here. We do match play with the
format
with the top. Yeah, we did with the top.
Let's point out, if you can't, if your calendar, if your dance cards full that night, but you still want to help out the Hope program, the veterans, you can go to DusterChallenge.com and you can just donate. And it's kind of like there's some suggestions, but listen, whatever, $10, $20.
There's a 50-50.
Yeah, there's a 50-50. You can do there. So you can be a winner too by not being there, but you can make a donation at DusterChallenge.com. We've got a goal this year. It's our 10th year. Our goal is 10,000 or more.
Yeah.
Love for that to be higher. We were 8 and change last year, which is our best year. I feel we can do it here, Western New York. We've got some great sponsors, on board. Ivy League Construction, Golf Buffalo, been very generous to sponsor again. Michelob Ultra,
our friends at Peter Gourmet are donating again.
They just catered my niece's grad party last week. It was amazing. Their catering's unbelievable, Peter Gourmet. So we're thrilled they're back this year.
We also have
Glen Oak Golf Club giving up the putting green and the golf course, and Callaway Golf providing the golf balls. Did I miss anybody?
No, and then a ton of Buffalo Trim's going to be.
Everybody's getting a haircut. Not that night, but
also just a lot of area golf courses are donating foursomes, including David does here as well.
Count us in
for the raffle. So people, hey, if you want to come out, you want to play East Aurora, get in on the raffle. But we've got a lot of our Tee2Green partners donate foursomes to help us raise money for that. So yeah, Glen Oak, 6 o'clock, July 24th, our 10th edition of our Duster Putting Challenge. So Cole is always there challenging to win. So we'll see if he can do it. We love it. That event is so cool too, because you've got a player like Cole, a highly respected junior player.
Charlie Fisher too, really.
Charlie Fisher won a few times.
Yeah. But then we had a 50-year-old win.
We've had you know some of what would be in the senior division putting and playing well out there, and it's a whole different gamut of people, which is great. Sometimes up on the putting green, you know, it's all about maybe the nerves and who can handle it, and it's a really, really fun night.
And I think from a spectator perspective, for me, it doesn't matter if he wins. You know, every other event I watch him play, there's a pressure that's just fun.
Yes.
And winning is a byproduct, and supporting PJ Hope, that's what it's about. And if you can add an element of fun to it, and you are so family friendly, it's the perfect combination of an evening at a golf course for me.
And I always say anybody in the world can be the best putter. You don't have to be 6'3", 215 pounds in the gym every day. Yeah,
we have couples who come, and it's like a date night for them. As you mentioned, families come, parents and kids. You've got people ultra competitive there, just have a good time. That's the idea of it. And the veterans who are part of the program take part in it, and the Western York PGA staff does an awesome job with it. We're super proud of it. Thank you for the kind words about it, Dave.
Yeah, we're so pumped each year to see how much money we can raise for Hope. Real quick, Jeff, just what does Hope do for
helping our patriots everywhere? We run programs to introduce golf to veterans. We have a MOA with the VA. Golf is a great sport for veterans. All the things of socialization, all the things, proprioception, all the things that golf brings into people's lives helps veterans in a very, very special way. So we run programs where they get free lessons, and then once they graduate from the program, there's other opportunities to play. I know they got to go out to the Country Club of Buffalo this year and stuff like that. And so we offer those, and we're trying to create a golf culture amongst the veterans, and we've been pretty successful, and we're really, really proud of it.
Jeff, it's also about veterans meeting veterans.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And that camaraderie, that brotherhood that they miss, and people that they can relate to. You know, you can have a beer with your neighbors and hang out, but you know, there's certain things veterans can talk to other veterans about.
Yeah, there's
shared experiences
and a common language. Yes. So there's a lot of good-natured humor in amongst the branches too. So yeah, it's a great experience. I love. It's one of the favorite things I get to do is to work with those people.
I've had some wives of veterans I've seen through youth hockey just said this program made such a difference in my husband's life.
I've got a couple letters that bring a tear to my eye sitting in my top drawer that I've gotten from some of them throughout the years. So yeah, it's great. We're really proud of it. And the PGA, everybody wants to get back, and they're great people and they have fun.
Yep. DusterChallenge.com to sign up or to donate. We'd love to have you be a part of it that night. And we appreciate all supporting David, everybody across Western New York who donates something to the cause. How about just a quick thought before we let you go on the U.S. Open here? It's at Shinnecock. We know one of the iconic courses of the Northeast here in the United States, and Wyndham Clark is leading, but some big names right behind Schauffele, 3 under, Fitzpatrick, 3 under, that are 4 back. Scheffler and McIlroy are lurking. They're still alive here going into the weekend.
It's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
The golf course is super easy on the eyes when you're watching a golf course. Just the raw terrain is fun for me. I like those more than others. I don't think that this current score is going to be the winning score. I think, or better. I think it's going to come back to the field. My guess is 4. If I were to put a wager on it, and I don't think it's going to be our current leader. So I think there's, to your point, 4 or 5 that are bunched up behind him. It's tough to count Scotty out. He's capable of throwing a couple, as he's illustrated this year especially on the weekends. After a slow start, but I don't think the ground that he has to make up here is going to be as massive as it is now. I think it's going to shrink, and I'm going to put it on -4.
You know what? It's interesting. You mentioned Scotty. He started late yesterday. He shot 2 under. He started hitting the hole high again, and he got unlucky on a few putts. He had 2 back-to-back lip outs. he very easily could be 2 under.
Mhm.
So Scotty is absolutely going to be a factor today.
And it's the best. I love it. It's on Father's Day weekend. Everything makes Father's Day a lot nicer. Yeah. Not that it's a bad day, but yeah, you get to hang out, grill, and watch the U.S. Open every year.
There's still only 10 guys that are under par. So, I mean,
There was 11 last time I was there.
yeah.
Going into the week.
I know people
yeah.
see the -7 and they're like, oh, what's going on? This is not the U.S. Open. Clark's 7 is a little bit of an outlier. If you look at the rest, I mean, if the USGA said if you just took Clark out, they said hey, there's going to be 9 guys under par and the leader's -3 going into the weekend.
Perfect.
That's exactly what they would want.
Yeah.
Right.
He
Yeah.
played. It was no Wyndham on Thursday when he played.
Yeah. He took
No
advantage
wind.
of the ripe conditions. Now we'll see if he can hold on. So, David, how about just for those that maybe are just joining us here in the second hour here that didn't hear the first hour, IJM starts on Tuesday. Tell everybody kind of how the event plays out for everybody this week here at East Aurora.
So on Tuesday, we have our first round of medal play. All play is going to be off the first tee. Wraps up the last tee times around 12 o'clock. Wednesday, we do a double tee. And at the conclusion of that, we're going to form our brackets based on how they have their 36-hole scores. We'll have all the brackets starting Thursday morning. We'll go a double tee again. 2 matches. The winners go on, of course. And then we'll take it down to our final 2 matches on Friday. So really, if you're looking to spectate, there's not a bad time. Depends on what your flavor is. If you like medal play or if you like match play.
They're both great to watch.
They're both great to watch, just different styles of play. You'll see some more aggressiveness on Thursday and Friday, I would suspect. Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, you're probably going to see more conservative lines just to get their places in their flights. But not a bad day to watch.
When you watch, I mean, you've been around this for years and years. Do certain kids stand out to you right away? Like, hey, this guy looks like he's really, you know what I mean? Like certain kids have talent, you know, and it's even if they don't shoot the best score, maybe you say, wow, I mean, this guy's got a real future in golf, or is it hard to predict?
So I would say that's a 2-part question. I think it's impossible for me to predict. What I do notice is East Aurora is a unique golf course, especially to the internationals. So Tuesday rounds typically tend to be a little bit higher.
Kids are nervous.
They're learning the golf course. Maybe they only have one 18-hole practice round under their belt. Wednesday scores typically go down. Sometimes that misflights them, in my opinion. Sometimes, that's not a true championship flight because of that first round that they were, trying to get their feet under them. So what we found is that the platinum right behind the championship is equally as talented. That you could pull any player out of that platinum and throw them in the championship, and they have just as much chance to win the entire event. I think that plays to that first round, trying to figure out the small parts of the golf course that they don't know, greens, approaches, blind shots, when to go for it, when not to. So the top 32 in the field are just beyond reproach from a talent standpoint. Not that you could take anybody else out of the other ones and they have a bad round. We all have bad rounds and maybe are positioned in the wrong spots. But those two in particular, over my observations, have been all equally talented players, and anyone can come out of those to win it.
Yeah, and you see so many tour players come out of this event too, so it's pretty cool to know.
And anything can happen in match play.
Yeah,
you can't control what the other. You have 3 or 4 chip-ins that defeats your opponent pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that can change the game.
Anything can happen in match. That's right. Anything happens in match play.
Right. So it's it's you get a mix of everything, which is
I played well and got smoked, and I played poorly and won.
Yeah.
So
we had a Directors Cup here, ABC match a couple of years ago. The kid was 4 under and got beat 5 and 3.
Yeah.
It happens.
The other guy just happened to just light him up.
Well, good luck. I know that the course is ready. That the committee's done a great job getting everything ready. Now, hopefully, just pray for good weather. Right?
Good weather looks great Tuesday, Wednesday, and I just saw Thursday. There's a potential for some headaches, but as Paul O'Brien said earlier, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I agree.
Not your first rodeo.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
David, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, David Jones, PJ Pro here at East Aurora Country Club, joining us again. The International Junior Masters, the 73rd edition, starts Tuesday, 7 a.m. It's free, open to the public, and we'd encourage you to come on out and cheer on these great junior players. Okay, timeout. When we come back, more on the U.S. Open. We'll break down the top of the leaderboard, set you up for the tee times for today. Jeff Blank will come in here and give us some numbers of what he's been crunching over the first 2 days. Let us know what we should be looking for here as we head into the weekend. Kevin Sylvester, Jeff Meadis, I'm Brian Colziel, Jeff Blank coming up. Evan Pasquale producing back in our Amherst studios. Tee2Green, we're live on WGR and, of course, on our streaming platforms at Tee2G Buffalo. That is Sam Stevens. As we learn a little bit more about him, he's tied for second with Fitzpatrick, Shoffley, Kim, some of these other big names. Chance for him to maybe be in contention here today as we welcome you back here and to East Aurora Country Club. Brian Koziel, Kevin Sylvester, PGA Pro Jeff Metis, Jeff Blank joining us as well. It is time for a check of the PGA Tour leaderboard. Of course, we're looking at the U.S. Open. Wyndham Clark, the solo leader, 7 under par. He's got a 4-shot lead on that huge group. Fitzpatrick, Shoffley, Stevens, Kim, all at -3. Colin Morikawa, solo 6th. He's the only player at -2. There are 4 others at -1, including Justin Thomas. You've got Rory McIlroy at even, and Scotty Scheffler also tied for 11th. He's even par.
And your Champions Tour report is brought to you by Donald Ross Sportswear, your hometown premium golf apparel company. Find us in your local pro shop or online at donaldross.com. There is no event this week because of the U.S. Open. Last week's event was won by Zach Johnson, and we do have a senior competing. We'd missed the cut, but Podrick Hetherington was playing this week.
All right, LPGA Tour Report is brought to you by NUTRL. Keep it tasty, Jeff Blank. It's actually Keep It Tasty Buffalo. At the Meyer LPGA Classic, that's in Belmont, Michigan. Jinyan is the leader at 10 under, 1-shot lead over Lottie Woad and Cassie Porter, who are 9 under par.
Lottie Woad has been playing good.
Yeah, she's a really good player.
Weather for today at Shinnecock. High temperature, 80 degrees, 0% chance of precipitation, winds 12 to 20 miles an hour, gusts up to 25 to 30.
There's always going to be one. You can't say 0% chance.
It says 0.
There's always a chance.
It's always windy out there.
It's not 8 degrees out
According
here
to
right
the
now.
official U.S. Open handle, it says 0%.
All right.
I'm just reading
0%.
There you go. All right.
Hey, Sam Stevens.
Yeah.
I think the last time he was in contention was at Pebble, I think, and he didn't have his rain gear. And he was soaked, and I think that factored into him not getting down. It was maybe the Saturday around the third round.
That seems like a rookie mistake.
It really looked like a rookie mistake. I will not name the player or the caddy, but this was at the Cognizant Classic. The last time I was there, a big rain burst came in, and I'm standing behind the 10th green in the walkway to 11th tee box, and this caddy comes up, and I had my PGA Tour radio umbrella, and he goes, "I'll give you $500 for that umbrella." I said, dude, I'd give it to you for nothing, but I have to protect the radio equipment that's on my back in this backpack, or I'd give it to you. And he's like, "Oh,
translated the caddy forgot."
Yeah. Yes, he forgot. Susie Whaley was on the ground for PGA Tour Live, and she goes, "Here, take mine." And she ducked under mine and gave the guy the umbrella. It only lasted one hole, but I felt for him because the panic in his face. Dude, I'll give you $500.
That's great. That's right. All right, Jeff Blank, what you love to crunch the numbers here. We watch your videos each week on our social handles, telling us about what we should be looking for. What have you learned so far through the first 2 rounds of the U.S. Open?
Approach play, shocking.
Yep.
Wyndham Clark's at
almost 2.5 strokes gained on approach, and that's by far the best in the field. But it's approach putting. I mean, how often is that the case on
Well,
tour?
yeah, like there's some arguments. Is it a tee shot golf course? Is it a second shot golf course? You could argue every course is a second shot golf course. But seeing you've got to get it in the right spots at some of these greens, or it just rolls off, right? It's
the fairways are wider at Shinnecock than they have been in the past.
They widen them for the event, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's averaging just a little over 40 yards per, which is,
but
they are pitched.
the edges are sharp.
Yeah.
Around the greens. Yeah, the runoffs there, like you hit some shots and you're like, well, that's gonna go off there. Like,
yeah. But the greens, we know, because they're perched up a little, Jeff. It's a tough shot in.
Yeah, and a lot of false fronts. It seems like in edges where it's going to roll into. And it's a windy place always, right? I always feel like because where they're located out on the island, it's always coming in. And I think that's why they maybe struggle keeping some of the turf the way they want it in such a major championship condition. But it's a beautiful.
It's not my favorite U.S. Open venue. Like it looks amazing.
It looks like British Open, like you were saying.
Yeah, it looks like an Open championship. I mean, Oakmont doesn't look very oaky. Where it was last year.
Yeah,
it used to. I mean, Pinehurst #2 is my favorite U.S. Open venue.
I do like that they switch it around and
Sure.
get to see all these different facilities, and Shinnecock's obviously a classic play. I mean, Ray Floyd, you can go back years and years, and
I do like the fescue, how it frames a golf course. That part looks great, but I just like a little more. The U.S. Open to me, I like thick rough and some trees.
I think what has been surprising.
Pinehurst #2 doesn't have the thick rough.
Right.
It has the waste areas and trees.
From a data side, I think what's surprising so far, and it might be because of the setup that they were anticipating the winds and whatnot, scrambling hasn't really impacted kind of who's at the top of the leaderboard. Now they go to faster greens, they put the pins more on edges. You might see people with better short games start to rise up the top leaderboard.
Okay, good stuff to look at.
And the bunkers are interesting. We saw this with Scotty yesterday.
People
you can pick pebbles out of the bunkers, right? Loose impediments. That's new.
That is new.
That's a few years ago when they you could take a practice swing in a penalty area. That it came in with that. But it's more of a natural sand, and the winds there blow stuff in there. So it's kind of, to me, that's kind of a neat feature of this golf course. It's a natural sand to the area.
Yeah, there's no underlining underneath.
No.
So it's all just natural sand that's been there.
Yes.
So
that's kind of cool.
It is.
The native sand for whatever's
native.
Yes. Native. That's a great way to put it. Native.
Yeah, I agree. All right, before we go to break here, Jeff Blank, you got some trivia for us here?
I do. This is going to be a tough one. I'll be honest. I'll probably have to give you a clue. But 17-year-old amateur Miles Russell, fellow lefty, made the cut at +3. He's the second youngest male amateur to do so at the U.S. Open since World War II.
Oh, jeez.
Who is number one? I will say it's within the last 15 years. So that might
help. In terms of
help.
the youngest?
Miles Russell's the second youngest.
So who's the
youngest? And here's the other clue. He wears a visor, high visor.
Okay.
I'll go Bo Hostler.
You got it.
Yeah, I
I gave it away.
Yeah.
That gave it away. All right.
There's only a couple guys who wear visors.
Yeah,
right?
Keith Mitchell or
was that at Olympic Club?
it
2012?
doesn't say. I'd have to look.
He made those fashionable for a while, though. I remember all the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the only visors I can think of are Bo Hostler and Hank Lee Biota. So
how about Mitchell, by the way?
I shouldn't have gave that right away then. That
you
was
should have done the visor. No.
How about Mitchell's first day? 41 on the front,
29 on the back. That was going to be my other stat.
A ho-hum 80
What a
or
score
ho-hum
cut.
70 even par round.
Incredible.
All right.
Absolutely incredible.
We'll keep the music going here for those of you on WGR. We'll do one more trivia question here, which you can get. Shinnecock is hosting for the 6th time the U.S. Open. There are 6 venues that have hosted the Open at least 6 times. Shinnecock is 1.
Pebble.
So who are the other 5? Pebble Beach has hosted it 6.
Oakmont.
Oakmont's hosted 10.
Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines not.
Pinehurst.
Pinehurst, number 2.
No Pinehurst.
Minnesota.
Hazeltine, you're thinking?
No.
Wingfoot.
Wingfoot is also 6. Good. Right. So Wingfoot, Shinnecock, and Pebble, you mentioned, they all have had 6, 6, and 6. You mentioned Oakmont 10. There's another one that has 6 and another one that has 7. 2 left. I'll give you clues. One is in New Jersey and one is in Michigan.
Pine
It's not.
Valley?
It's not Baltusrol.
It's Baltusrol.
Is it?
7 times.
Because I'm thinking they're PGA venue now.
Yes, the last time they hosted was '93. They've
What's
done
in
PGA
Michigan?
championships,
I
and the last one is
played
in
Baltusrol. It's a good place.
The last one is 6 is in Michigan.
Oh, Oakland Hills.
Oakland Hills, '96.
I played there too.
Okay.
I played it, right after the clubhouse burned down. They just finished construction. It was weird. The best part coming up 18. Oko's a great round. Guy on his patio, the 18th, right where our tee balls were over the left side of the fairway. You guys need a beer because they don't have it there. I'll give you some. They got anti-erotic chairs. It's like, yes, we do. So it was awesome.
All right, final break here. 2-hour show. We're at East Aurora Country Club. The International Junior Masters starts on Tuesday, 7 a.m. tee times. It's free and open to the public. We'd encourage you to come out and cheer on these great junior players from all over the world. We'll tell you who's going to win the U.S. Open when we return. Our picks, or if we need to change our picks, coming up next.
I forgot who I picked
right here.
last week.
I'll remind you.
I think I did Kepka.
Yeah, I think you did.
He missed a cut.
We're back at East Aurora. Tee2Green right after this on WGR. All right. It's Yanni coming back here with the U.S. Open theme.
You know what?
You know
It's
Yanni,
not
Kevin.
love Yanni. Not as good as John Tesh's NBA
on NBC.
Yeah, what's the name of it?
But who's better in concert?
Round Ball Rock.
Round Ball Rock. I mean, that is the greatest. You know.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
That's pretty good though.
This U.S. Open theme is pretty good. So we'll be hearing this quite a bit this weekend. NBC starts at noon both days. By the way,
How good is Mike Tirico, by the way?
He's good at everything.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
3:45, the leaders today. Clark and Fitzpatrick are in the final group. Then Shoffley and Stevens at 3:34. Tom Kim and Colin Morikawa at 3:23. So 3:45, it's going to be late. They're going to be playing probably till past 8 o'clock.
Which
so
is awesome.
Good stuff there.
11-minute time.
Mike Tirico's so good. He made that promo that he weaved in about some stupid house show where they go and hang out, you know, the dramas, you know,
Yes.
the reality show. Like, he made me interested in it when they showed two people, like, who are these people? And he named some stupid show on Peacock that I'm never going to watch, but I was like, damn, he's so good. He made that interesting.
Never gonna watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I agree.
I'm watching Love Island.
Wow,
Dude,
that's
it's-
Hey, this is our time to start. Jeff, this is our time to brag. You meet us, you and I. Last week, by the way, Kevin picked Koepka. We all kind of agreed Koepka was a good pick. But then you said,
but he got hurt.
He did.
All right.
That's right. Then you said, I'm going to go with Xander Schauffele. He's second. And then I said, I like Wyndham Clark. He's first.
Well,
So
these are brilliant golf minds.
you and I, we know what we're talking about here. By the way, Clark, much of a chance does he have to hold on to this lead? The history of major championships, there's been exactly 30 times that a player's had a lead of 4 shots. Okay. Of the 29, this is the 30th. Of the 29 previously before this week, only 11 went on to win. That's 38%. So if you want to trust those stats here, you'd actually be wise to take the field over Wyndham Clark, Jeff Blank here.
And how many of
going
those
forward.
were Tiger? Yeah.
So, I mean, 4 shots with 2 rounds to go is still a lot here. Remember, Rory had the huge lead going into the weekend at the Masters. We thought that was maybe over. Kevin, you said it wasn't going to be. And McIlroy at one point actually was trailing, even though he ended up winning. So that was a crazy Masters. But I'm guessing we're going to see something similar here. Do you see Clark running away with this?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think you're going to see a different Shinnecock this weekend.
Yeah, they're gonna tighten it up and get that score down. Plus, with the win, I mean, 15, 20 mile an hour. That's noticeable. That'll make a difference out there.
The wind is going to be the equalizing factor. Someone will have. I'll even say it today. Someone's going to have a putt to tie for the lead today.
Well, you mentioned putting.
Oh, yeah.
Wyndham's not really known as a great putter, and he's really kind of at the top here. So you would think regression to the mean a little bit on the putting side.
He's got that new ping putter
Yeah.
with all this lead tape that he's put on the bottom. Don't run on by lead tape, right? It's just leave that to the professionals to do it, but it's a unique thing. I also think part of the tape was to hide the putter till he solidified the sponsorship.
Yeah,
I think that was part of it too. But he has been rolling it well, and
Really
you know what?
has.
He's a killer, right? You know, he's an assassin out there. This guy
won a U.S. Open,
right? He's
I mean,
won a U.S. Open. You know, he came back the CJ Cup. He knows how to go low, but he was coming from behind to win that event this year, and we talked about that earlier. Coming from behind, like a lot of players, like they're playing with a lead in a major is not a comfortable spot.
Yeah. By the way, if he could somehow get it to, if it would have been a 5-shot lead, major history says he would have been much higher. In fact, over 80%. 10 of 12 players that had a 5-shot lead went on to win.
Yeah.
So 4 shots
But
seemingly
who's the
meets
last?
cutoff.
Who's the last? Do we know who the last guy is with a 5-shot lead to win?
5, I don't know. 4 was Rory. Remember, he was up 6 going into the weekend at the Masters.
At the
this year.
Masters, right?
Yeah. The 5. The last one was Harmon at the 23 Open. And he
Okay.
went on to win. And then
That's right.
Scheffler at the 22 Masters also had 5. He went on to win there too.
Okay.
So the drop off from 5 to 4, statistically,
Yeah.
it's a huge difference. So
It is a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know. It's,
You don't know?
Or it just could
I,
be
I, I,
a
the
numbers don't
data,
lie.
but I
It's a
don't.
stat.
Yeah, it's just a stats can
it's
tell you
just a stat.
anything.
All right.
Sorry,
So
Jeff.
who do we like?
Yeah, we got to go quick here. We got
All
1 minute.
I'll take Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with Shoffley.
Yeah. And I'll stick with Clark since I had him.
I'm just going to go wild. Tom Kim, because I got him 190,
Oh, not a
190 to 1.
chance.
190 to 1, I got him.
That would be a big story. Yeah.
He's so slow.
Yeah. All right. We want to thank everybody here at East Aurora, Cole Jones, Connor Jackson for joining us earlier. Good luck to them and all the participants this week, starting on Tuesday. Jeff Hamey and Paul O'Brien, the tournament directors, David Jones, the PGA pro, and Drew Thompson, the superintendent. We saw him earlier this morning. Of course, looks great.
And whoever does their flowers. Yes.
The lady that was planting flowers here looking outstanding. The event starts Tuesday at 7 a.m. Tuesday and Wednesday, stroke medal play. Thursday and Friday, match play. It's open to the public. We'd encourage you to come on out and cheer on these great junior players from all over the world.
Good luck.
Happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
Happy Father's Day to all four of us and
Yep.
everybody listening out there. We appreciate you listening to Tee2Green. For Evan DePasquale back in our Amherst studios, Jeff Blank, Kevin Sylvester, Jeff Meadis, I'm Brian Koziel. Tee2Green, thanks for listening. We'll be talking to you next Saturday morning at 7 right here on WGR.